Hi there, and welcome back to Paws and Pawsitivity. I'm Jamie Watkinson-Harvey, your certified dog trainer and host of this podcast. And whether you're relaxing at home or out for a walk with your pup, I'm so glad that you're here. Because today, we're going to be talking about the quirkiest little canine habits that's probably made you either chuckle or scratch your head in confusion. So yes, we're going to be getting into and talking about why your dog chases shadows or reflections. Maybe you spot them darting across the kitchen, pouncing on the kitchen wall, or staring at your living room floor like it's about to reveal the secrets of the universe. It's equal parts adorable and puzzling, but it can also be a sign of something more serious. So it is worth understanding the difference between playful curiosity and frustration. Now let's start with the fun bit, because honestly, some dogs seem to be naturals at shadow hunting. For many, chasing shadows or even light reflections, is a simple type of play. Dogs are movement-driven creatures. Something flickers or shifts in their field of vision and their brain goes, ooh, hunt mode. It's the same instinct that makes them leap at a squeaky toy or dash after a tennis ball. And some breeds are especially tuned into movement. Think of border collies, who are hardwired to notice and control motion, or terriers, who are primed for quick, sudden chases. But even your average couch-loving Labrador might suddenly decide that your garden fence shadow is now their mortal enemy for the afternoon. When it's pure play, it tends to be light-hearted. The dog might pounce, wag, lose interest, and then move on. They're relaxed, their body language is soft, and they're just having a harmless bit of fun. A bit like us trying to catch popcorn in our mouth and missing half of it. But here's where we need to look a little closer. For some dogs, shadow chasing isn't just a cute game. It can become compulsive. And that's when it stops being play and starts looking like they have to do it. You might notice that they fixate on the floor for ages, ignoring you, their toys, or even their dinner. They might get frustrated if they can't catch the shadow, pacing, whining, or refusing to engage with you. In these cases, the behavior can tip into what's called a stereotypy, a repetitive, self-reinforcing action that's often linked to stress, boredom, or frustration. And no, it's not because your dog is being naughty or trying to annoy you. It's their brain saying, I need an outlet for all this energy and mental tension, and chasing shadows is giving me a hit of something that feels rewarding. The problem is, just like humans can overdo scrolling on their phone, dogs can overdo shadow chasing. So why does it happen? Well, there are a few main reasons, and they can overlap. Firstly, boredom or lack of stimulation. If the dog isn't getting enough mental and physical activity, they'll find their own fun. And sometimes that fun looks like endlessly chasing the sunbeam on your wall. Next, stress or anxiety. Dogs under pressure, whether from a change in routine, lack of outlets, or even pain, might latch onto repetitive behaviors as a coping mechanism. Then there's reinforcement without realizing it. You might think you're ignoring them when they do it, but if every now and then you laugh, call their name in an excited tone, or even shine the light to watch them play, well, that's the jackpot for them. You've just turned it into a game. And finally, breed tendencies. As I said earlier, herding and hunting breeds are wired to notice and react to movement. Combine that instinct with boredom, and you've got yourself a shadow chasing champion. If your dog chases shadows now and then for a quick burst of fun, that's generally fine. But you should step in if they're doing it for long periods and seem unable to stop, or if they ignore food, toys, or you in favor of shadows. Maybe they're becoming frustrated, barking or whining when they can't get the movement, or if it's happening daily and they start to take over other activities. because at that point, it's no longer just a cute quirk. It could be a sign that your dog's mental needs are not being met. And the good news, you can absolutely help your dog shift away from obsession back to healthy play. First, you look to increase enrichment. And this isn't just more walks. It's about giving your dog varied mental and physical challenges. Food puzzles, scent games, trick training, and scatter feed in the garden can all redirect their energy into something productive. Next, manage the environment. If reflections from your watch, phone, or windows are setting them off, try to reduce those triggers where possible. It's a bit like putting your own phone in another room when you need to concentrate. You're just removing the temptation. Thirdly, look to teach an alternative behaviour. A well-practiced find it game or a recall cue with a big excited reward can interrupt the shadow chasing loop and redirect your dog to something more rewarding. And finally, stay positive. Avoid telling them off. It can increase stress and make the behaviour worse. Instead, focus on giving them more satisfying, engaging alternatives that meet their needs without feeding the obsession. Now, before I wrap up for the day, here's something that you might not know. Dolphins and killer whales have been trained to perform complex tasks using only positive reinforcement with no punishment involved. And you know what? They don't chase shadows for entertainment. The lesson here, if marine mammals can learn with kindness, our dogs certainly can. And we can help them channel their quirks in positive ways. And that's it for today's episode of Paws and Pawsitivity. Hopefully, you're now looking at your shadow chasing pup with a mix of understanding and a little bit of, time for some new enrichment games. And remember, it's not about fixing your dog. It's about understanding them, working together and helping them feel safe and satisfied. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if this episode was helpful, I would love it if you can give the podcast a positive rating, share it with a friend, and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. It's only through your support that helps us reach more dog lovers and keeps the positive message going. Until next time, take care and give your pup a big hug from me. Woofity woof!